me, but thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. I want to thank my family for showing up, or my boys coming down from Minneapolis. I shouldn't say showing up. They came down from Minneapolis. And Megan, thanks a lot. Appreciate you making the trip. Cindy. Congratulations to Brian and Stephanie. And Brian, a little envious. You did a great job up here. You want to come up and read my notes? It's been a wonderful, wonderful career. And standing up here means it's about over. And it's kind of scary. I'm excited for my future, but I'll obviously miss the great company that I've worked with, the great friends that I've made, and family. You know, I have so much gratitude that I can't possibly thank all the people that need to be thanked for their influence on my life and my career. Rick, Ron, and Dwight. You know, how can one company be so blessed to have the caliber of their talent leading us successfully into the future of one of the most competitive businesses in the world? Rick, you've always told us how whenever a new store director takes over a store, that store always takes it to the next level. Well, the same thing can be said for Hy-Vee. You've taken Hy-Vee to the next level. Your vision, your leadership has taken us up that mountain. Thank you, and thanks for your friendship. Ken told you. Ken, I can't thank Ken enough. He's influenced my career more than he'll ever know. And I owe a lot to Ken. That conversation we had in the back room in Cedar Rapids #2 was a catalyst. And it was one of those life-changing moments. And Ken, thank you very much. And thanks for your friendship as well. And Jim told you, because of my move to Sioux City, Cindy and I made some great friends in Jim and Carol Waters. Our kids grew up together, they played together. Our wives shopped together, they still shop together. Jim, your friendship and your advice has meant so much to me. Thank you. Very appreciated. Again, there's so many people that deserve my thanks, from present-day store directors and staff to the ones that are no longer active, or even the ones that are no longer with us. But they've all made a mark in my career, and I want to thank each and every one of them. I owe a huge debt of gratitude to Hy-Vee, the company. What an opportunity we have. And I'm not just talking about the opportunity that if you work hard and pay attention, you might be able to retire at an early age. I'm grateful for that, but it's more. It's the education we get. I've had the privilege of listening to and learning from some of the best minds in the country because of Hy-Vee. It's the friends we make. I have friends all over the world, and most of them I can tie straight back to Hy-Vee. And it's the experiences we get. And I could stand up here and tell you a lot about a lot of experiences, but those are my precious memories, and I'll have them forever. And it's because of Hy-Vee. I just can't say enough good things and how fortunate I am that I went to work for Hy-Vee. I owe a big thank you to my very first assistant store manager, Greg Bressler. Some of you in this room may remember Greg. He was a short-term store director. He didn't last very long as a store director. But Greg's the one that called me in for an interview, as you heard earlier, the day after I dropped off my application, which is also the same day I dropped off an application at Me Too. And there's probably very few of you in here that even know who Me Too is. They went out of business a long time ago. I was 16 and just moved to Marion, and I wanted a job. I didn't know the difference between Hy-Vee and Me Too. Honestly, I didn't. I just knew I needed a job. But I've thanked the Lord many, many times that Hy-Vee called and Me Too didn't. Greg hired someone else that's been a strong influence in my life and a key to my success. He hired someone that's been there for me through my entire career, someone that has motivated me, comforted me, and supported me. He hired the most important person in my life. Thank you, Cindy, for always being there. I love you. And yeah, I moved the boys around a lot. But you know what? They did it with style, and they did it with class. They did it with a positive attitude. Thank you, guys. Parents couldn't be any prouder of their sons than your mother and I are of you. And we have a pretty special daughter-in-law too. Megan, we love you too. You know, when I visited with Rick and Ken, they both told me the same thing. You're too young to retire. And at 53, I agree. I'm doing what many people dream of, but only a few people get to do. Retire at an early age. But, like Brian, I kind of reminisced a little bit, and while I'm only 53, I want to take a few minutes to tell you how old I am. When I started to work for Hy-Vee in 1971, a first-class stamp went from 6 cents to 8 cents. Al Member was our district manager. Harold Stang, Ken Christ, and Dave Davidson were officers in the company. And gasoline cost 40 cents a gallon. When I went to work for Hy-Vee, 15% of the store directors in this room weren't even born yet. I have memories of sawdust on the meat floor, blue thumbs from a Garvey stamper, and using a hand crank to close out the registers at night. One of my employees even asked me if I knew Dwight Greenberg. So yes, I'm only 53, but I've been around since barcodes. As I said earlier, Hy-Vee has provided us with so many opportunities to hear so many talented and educated speakers. And I'd just like to share the influence two of those individuals had on my life and my career. Both have to be sports coaches. Now, I'm not a huge sports fanatic, but maybe it's because coaches have to communicate with their players in a language that's easy to understand. That's why their message stuck with me. Football coach Lou Holtz talked to us about the importance of goal setting, and he shared his list of personal goals, and if I remember, it was pretty lengthy. One of them on that list was he was going to be the head coach at Notre Dame, a goal that he not only achieved, but was pretty darn good at. Goal setting was instrumental in my success as well. We also heard from the late Marquette basketball coach Al McGuire. I don't remember much what Al told us that day, but I do remember Al sharing a story about what he always told his players. He would say, I don't care if you don't get every loose ball, but if you don't, at least come out of the pile with Spalding and print it on your forehead. So my parting thoughts for you is to continue to set goals for yourself, and remember, you may not be successful each and every time, but on those times you fall a little short, come out with Hy-Vee and print it on your forehead. Thanks for a wonderful career and a lifetime of memories.